Bridge of the Defiant hummed with quiet tension as Captain Sarah Chen stared at the massive Catherian dreadnought blocking their path through the Proxima Nebula. Behind her, the evacuation fleet of 12 civilian transports carried the last survivors from the glassed ruins of New Eden. Families, children, the elderly, all that remained of humanity's first colony beyond Sol. "They're hailing us again. Captain," reported Lieutenant Rodriguez from the communication station, his voice carefully neutral despite the gravity of their situation. Chen nodded grimly. The Catherians had been negotiating for the past 6 hours, their superior firepower making their position clear. One human destroyer against a ship that could atomize worlds. It should have been no contest. The main screen flickered to life, revealing the elongated crystalline features of High Admiral Vextar. His species had ruled this sector for millennia, their advanced technology and vast fleets crushing any who dared oppose them. His translator gave his words a cold, mechanical precision. "Human Captain," Vextar began, his 4 eyes regarding her with what might have been amusement. "We have shown remarkable patience. Surrender your vessels and we will grant your people a swift death. This is mercy, more than your kind deserves after violating our sacred space." Chen stepped forward, her uniform bearing the scars of their desperate escape. "And I told you 6 hours ago we're not surrendering. These are civilian ships carrying refugees." "Irrelevant," Vextar replied. "Your colony was built on a holy world. The contamination must be cleansed, the trespassers purged. We offer mercy in the form of a quick end." The captain's jaw tightened. Through the rear cameras she could see the transports. Overcrowded ships never meant for long journeys, filled with people who had lost everything. Children who would never see their homes again. Parents who had watched their world burn. "Your mercy," Chen said slowly, "involves murdering 12,000 civilians. It involves ending their suffering quickly, rather than letting them die slowly in the void," Vextar corrected. "We are not cruel, human. We understand the concept of compassion." Behind Chen, her bridge crew worked with quiet efficiency. Engineer Patel had been running calculations for hours. Weapons Officer Kim had been studying the dreadnought's energy patterns. Navigator Singh had been plotting micro-jump coordinates that should have been impossible to calculate this deep in the nebula. "Captain," Rodriguez whispered, "they're charging weapons." Chen looked at the tactical display. The Catherian ship's forward arrays were powering up, enough firepower to crack a moon. In 90 seconds they would reduce the human fleet to atoms. "High Admiral," Chen said, her voice carrying across the void, "you speak of mercy as if it's yours to give." "It is," Vextar replied with certainty. "We are the dominant species. We decide who lives and dies in this sector. We decide what constitutes mercy." "You're wrong," Chen said, and for the first time in hours she smiled. "See, you think mercy is something the strong give to the weak. But that's not mercy, that's just power dressed up in prettier words." Vexatar's crystalline features shifted. "Explain." "Real mercy," Chen continued, "is what the weak show to the strong when they have every right to destroy them. Real mercy is choosing not to use a weapon that could end everything, even when you're cornered and desperate." The alien admiral's laugh was like breaking glass. "You speak of weapons you do not possess, human. Your single ship cannot threaten us." "You're right," Chen admitted. "The Defiant can't hurt you. But tell me, High Admiral, how much do you know about human mining operations?" For the first time, uncertainty flickered across Vextar's face. Chen gestured to her engineer. "Mr. Patel, please explain to the High Admiral what we found in New Eden's asteroid belt." Patel's voice was steady despite the approaching weapons lock. "Trilithium deposits, sir. Massive ones. When we evacuated, we collected several tons." "Trilithium," Chen said pleasantly, "becomes rather unstable when exposed to certain quantum frequencies, the kind generated by, say, a ship's reactor going critical in a controlled cascade failure." The color drained from Vextar's features as understanding dawned. "The blast radius would encompass this entire nebula," Chen continued. "Your ship, our ships, and that nice little Catherian colony on Vex Prime 3 light-years away. Trilithium explosions travel faster than light, you see. Nasty stuff." "You would destroy yourselves and your own people," Vextar said, but his voice had lost its certainty. "To stop genocide?" Chen shrugged. "We've done it before. Humans have a funny habit of choosing principle over survival. It's gotten us into trouble more than once. You're bluffing. Chen nodded to Rodriguez, who opened a channel to engineering. Mr. Patel, please begin the cascade sequence. Set it for 60 seconds. Cascade sequence initiated, Captain, came Patel's voice over the comm. Trilithium resonance building. Warning lights began flashing across Vextar's bridge as his sensors detected the energy buildup. Wait, the High Admiral said quickly. This is madness. We can negotiate. No, Chen interrupted. You offered us your version of mercy. A quick death for civilians whose only crime was existing where you didn't want them to. But here's the thing about mercy, High Admiral. We don't need yours. She leaned back in her command chair, watching the seconds tick down on her display. We have our own mercy, she continued, and we're willing to extend it to you. Stand down your weapons, let us pass, and we'll abort the cascade. You're insane, Vextar breathed. We're human, Chen corrected. There's a difference, but I can see how you'd get confused. 30 seconds remaining. The Catherian dreadnought's weapons were fully charged, but Vextar made no move to fire. His tactical officers were shouting readings across his bridge, energy signatures that confirmed the humans weren't bluffing. 20 seconds, Captain, Patel reported calmly. Vextar's four eyes fixed on Chen's face, searching for any sign of deception. He found none. Stand down weapons, he ordered his crew. All ships withdraw to minimum safe distance. Mr. Patel, abort the cascade, Chen commanded. Cascade aborted, Captain. Trilithium secured. On the view screen, Vexistar stared at her with something approaching respect. You would have done it? Every soul on these ships would have done it, Chen replied. That's what you never understood about mercy, High Admiral. It's not about having the power to spare someone. It's about choosing to spare someone even when you have the power to destroy them. The Catherian fleet began to withdraw, their massive forms disappearing into the nebula's swirling gases. High Admiral, Chen called out before the transmission ended. Next time you want to discuss mercy with humans, remember this. We've been practicing it a lot longer than you have. The screen went dark, leaving only the stars and the long journey home ahead. Word count 1,000.